Oh wait, no longer greatness has arrived. Welcome to the Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. I'm your host, Joseph, aka Mr. Badbit, and it is here where me and my best friend Kyle talk about the latest, the greatest in all things PlayStation. Of course, you can listen to the show wherever you find your podcasts and on YouTube at the Trophy Room Show. And if you like what you hear, please consider dropping us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, or you can now plop us a 5-star review and follow us over on Spotify, or you could toss us a buck our way over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. So with all that said, and with all that out of the way, the greatest co-host whoever is, whoever will be, Mr. Kyle Stevenson. How are you, sir?
Besides recovering from this cold, feeling pretty great.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And why are you feeling great, sir?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I finally have a job.
Congratulations,
Yay.
Kyle.
First day is tomorrow as of this recording.
Yeah.
Nervous, excited.
Perfectly normal. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird feeling.
Dude.
I'm not going to cry now. I've done plenty of crying since I found out.
Well, we're all very proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I can't wait. When you got that news, I got a little emotional. So it's great. It's been a long time coming, and you deserve the world, my friend. But before you start crying, you want to hear something fantastic? And we get the counter started off way early. I when I went back to do this episode, because this episode's a little different. This episode is out after Christmas. It's pre-recorded. This episode, we're talking about PlayStation 2021 wrap up. We're talking about what was and highlight the biggest stories that happened this year and what defined PlayStation in 2021. When I was listening back at last year's wrapped episode, I talked about how I had a little bit of a cold and a little bit of a cough.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. This is when Joseph didn't know he had COVID.
Oh, no.
Yes. And little did that Joe know, things were going to get very real, because when I looked at that episode, I was like, oh, shoot. The next episode that comes after this is all the way in January 7th. When we talk about The Last of Us being our game of the year. Right. I totally missed 2 weeks because of that.
History is not repeating itself here, folks.
Thank goodness.
It's just a cold. Family members have been tested. It's negative. Everyone's had it. I'm feeling much better. We good to go. Yeah.
So now, me not being sick whatsoever, but also going into the gauntlet, which is a movie theater twice to see a Spider-Man. Life's been good over the past few weeks for Joseph. Yeah. I literally got to see a Spider-Man in a theater. Mm-hmm. It was amazing.
Man. Oh, man. So talk about crying all weekend. That also helped the cry counter go up a few times.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
But listen, we're not here to talk about how good the MCU is.
No, we're not.
Tom Holland as Spider-Man.
I know the episode's really jam-packed, so I'll throw it in here. I loved Spider-Man No Way Home so much that I started replaying Spider-Man Remastered.
Yo, same. Just to feel something again.
I am 10 hours into the game. I'm clearing all the districts again. I'm having such a great time. It feels so good.
And I'm going to say this, and this is very controversial, but I'll take it.
Are you changing your game of the year again?
No. Did I think about it for a second and then remember that God of War came out the same year? Yes.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm going to say that outside of comics, Insomniac probably has the best Spider-Man story.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. It's terrific. It's so fantastic. And if you haven't seen the movie and you're not ready to risk it for the biscuit, don't worry. We won't spoil it for you. Nope. But we do have a spoiler cast on the Patreon side. Yeah. So it should be up as this episode is out. So
sweet.
Go ahead, check it out. If you want to be spoiled or you already watched it and you want to relive it with us, go for it. It's with Sean Capri and our good friend Andrew Semichek. So go check that out. That said, Kyle, before we round up this year in PlayStation goodness, I want to thank our patrons over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. Of course, if we ever gotten you through a long car ride, a tough day at work, or even this long U-Haul of a holiday season, well, please consider supporting the show over at patreon.com/pstrophyroom. Even at the dollar level, it helps turn the lights on, keep the lights on, keep us sounding great, keep us looking great, and all that good stuff. I want to thank our newest members, Foolish Fuji, Strubles and Bits, Annie Day Now, and Tom Roper. I want to thank our platinum producers, Todd Burwitz, Too Soon, and Toxic. I want to thank our gold members, Brad Presnell, Gavin Gottfried, Jose Jimenez, Jedi Master Ren, Metal Kirby, Robbie Bobby Miller, and Fiona. I want to thank our Silver Plus members, Hide Indoors, Marcus O'Neill, oh, it's just Ray, JB the Purple Monkey, Jada's Vaughn Metal, Tim Ulf, Justin Rodriguez, Awesome Dave, Cypher Primus, Captain Logan, Tom Roper, again, Brendan Zachary, Rick Arrington, Dewane Raksha, Mannix, The Good Sir, Trucker Sloth, and Mr. and Mrs. Nasty Boots. Thank you all so much for supporting the show like you all do. And like we were saying on, in our Discord server, when people are like, hey, are you going to start putting, like ads on this show? And we have a strict, no, not yet. We've been approached, but right now the only way that we keep the lights on is literally your support, because at this point in time, I don't want to sell shavers and hair products on a PlayStation show. If we want to do that type of stuff, it needs to make sense. And that's why I like keeping it pure right now with Patreon.
Yeah. I think I was following along through the Patreon pitch.
Yeah.
Did you forget Kevin Mitchell shout out?
Give Kevin Mitchell a shout out.
Kevin Mitchell, shout out, Silver Plus tier. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And add it into the notes, because God knows I'm dumb.
No, it's there. I think you just kind of skipped over it.
There's just so many lames.
I gotta keep it better. It's a good problem.
That's right. It is a good problem. Kevin Mitchell, thank you so much for becoming a Silver Plus member. There you go. I remember that. But I do want to say that this show is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Jeff Goldblum.
Move over, Jeff.
That's right. Everybody in the office is talking about this game.
Very quick and easy download on your mobile device now.
That's right. Use
the code BANGER for free in-game currency.
No. I wonder, honest to God, I do wonder if anybody's actually played that game. And like, if you legitimately love it, I want to know. Write in.
Are they just paying for advertising and the game base is just the person playing the game during the ad? Is
it just the ad?
Yeah. Yeah.
Please let us know.
I equate that to there's another advertisement, like when I'm playing a mobile game, where it's like you have to move these metal rods to like get to the gold coin, and you click on that ad. It's like, oh, that sounds like really cool. That's not even the game. It's like a Farmville kind of simulator thing. It's like, this is bad advertising, game. How dare you? That was my mini cold rant for the evening. There you go.
Honestly, this is why I don't play mobile games on the phone, because like they're all the same game, it feels like. That's why I can't wait till like, Spartacus comes and I get to play like PS2 or PS1 classics, because like to me, I don't want to play like, oh, I'm a little tank and I'm absorbing gems. This is the only one I've seen on Twitter, and then like I somehow fart out like troopers and they shoot at people. Like that's stupid to me.
But in the meantime, Raid Shadow Legends. Right. Download today.
God forbid. All right. I can say without a
shadow of a doubt, well, that will never happen.
We will never have an ironic actual thing. Okay, listen. This year has been crazy for PlayStation and just games entirely. Now, usually we square up the news. Kyle reads the news story and we talk about it, we break it down. Hence what the show is. But this week's a little different. I scoured our archives over here at the Trophy Room, and we are breaking down, not month by month, but week by week, of what was the biggest story. So what we're going to do is, for example, for the month of January, we have 4 news items. I'm going to read them out to Kyle. We're going to find out which one was the most important news story. Mm-hmm. And at the end of this show, we'll have 12 articles. We're going to find out what was the biggest story that defined 2021.
Similar to what we did last year. I think we did something similar last year.
Something similar, but the rules were not as cool as this one.
Yeah, exactly. Real quick, though, when you said you went into the archives, is that a left after the Achievement Hall, or is that you go through the Nintendo Nook down a ladder into the archives. Which one is it?
No, it was going through the Spotify list that we have.
Oh, yeah. Where you have to rate us 5 stars on Spotify.
Rate us 5 stars. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which you can now do. Like, that's not even ironic. Go on to Spotify, rate us 5 stars. We're already at 34 as of recording this. We're trying to hit 50 by the end of the year. I think we could do that. That said, I just literally went by our titles and I was like, oh yeah, this story happened this week, or this story happened that month. That's crazy. That's nuts. So that said, I'm working off of memory here. It's going to be a fun time. So let's start with the month of January and let's work out the kinks as we go. Typical trophy room fashion. So Kyle, January stories were the first, Lucasfilm's Games is real, and Machine Games, the developers of the modern Wolfenstein games, are making an Indiana Jones game. And subplot, also, Kyle, EA loses the Star Wars exclusivity. And remember, even a little subplot here, remember when we thought this game could have went to PlayStation?
Not me.
Yeah, remember that? Oh,
I wanted it to, but I'm pretty sure I was pretty staunch on why would it ever come to PlayStation? Xbox bought it for a reason.
Fair enough. All right, the next news story in this month was Cyberpunk 2077 and its roadmap. Remember when Cyberpunk had a roadmap?
Yeah, a lot of yellow backgrounds with some text on there.
Dear gamers, and then here's a cute one. This is the first time we talked about PlayStation Now and it evolving into a Game Pass competitor in this year.
Wow. All right.
So, in order of titles this month, we got Lucasfilm Games. We got EA loses its Star Wars exclusivity, Cyberpunk's roadmap, and PlayStation Now competitor. What was the biggest news story here?
Ooh, man. All right. What was the biggest news story out of these in January? I'm trying to put myself in the shoes when we were in the month of January this year.
I know.
I feel like the Cyberpunk roadmap was pretty big.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, like, I feel the Game Pass thing competitor is big.
Sure.
But is that only big because we know that there's a thing being worked on now? Like, looking back on it kind of thing.
That's fair. And I think at this point, it's just a germ of an idea.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. And like, going off of that, I think the EA loses Star Wars might be even bigger than Cyberpunk, because like Star Wars has been tied to EA forever.
True.
And the fact that they gave Ubi the open world game because of how good Avatar was, I think was the was the news around there. Yeah, and it obviously now we know Quantic Dreams has one, which is,
we'll talk about that.
Not great, but yeah, I would say EA losing Star Wars exclusivity is probably the biggest that month.
I actually think Lucasfilm's games being real.
Sure.
Because this is going to have
Back from the Dead, right?
Yeah, Back from the Dead. I mean, again, like we're talking about like Knights of the Old Republic. You know, we're talking about Ubisoft making an open world game. It really is the deciding factor, saying EA, you're not going to handle our stuff anymore. So I actually think that one's the biggest deal.
All right.
Do you agree?
I mean, I can go either way. You can make the call. Oh God, do I have to bring out the coin?
No coin on this episode. Some people did not like the coin, and it was very obvious.
Oh, they didn't like the coin?
You know what? Well, no, because I think
guess who also didn't like the coin? Me, because I had to change my picks.
Exactly, because people thought it did Chicory dirty. So I understand.
Oh yeah.
I say Lucasfilm Games because I don't think Cyberpunk is a big deal, and I think the Star Wars exclusivity really ties into Lucasfilm Games. I
mean, that is fair, but you brought up like the Knights of the Old Republic. That's something we knew after January.
Sure.
So like at the time, it just coming back to make an Indiana Jones.
I still think that's huge though. Because then even like you're like, think of the possibilities of Lucasfilm's games, you know? Yeah. Sam and Max come back.
Oh, huge.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know what? I'll go with you on that one. That's fine.
All right, good. There you go. All right.
What a bully this man is. What a bully.
Listen, I just try to get the things that we need here. Okay, so there you go. Let's do, wait, one sec. You know what? I thought this point would be way easier. I was going to do strike through on the notes.
I can do that.
Oh, cool. Strike through these guys. All right, good. Look at us. All right, Kyle, here's the February stories. And this one you have clear reign on. I'm not going to predict anything for you. MLB The Show is coming to Xbox. Pedro Pascal cast as Joel in the Last of Us HBO show. We didn't know at this time if E3 would be digital or physical. And guess what? We still don't know. You know? Remember, we're like, oh, we have a cure to this. This will be done by... God, we're such dummies sometimes. Anyway, PSVR 2 gets announced by Sony. They show off the controllers, talk about all the haptics that are going to be in there. Mm-hmm. PlayStation games are also then rumored, more of them, to come to PC. Remember that, Kyle, when it was just a rumor?
It sounds like it was way longer than just 10 months ago.
There was a state of play. And in my notes, I said, I don't remember it. LOL, Japan Studios closes.
Oh, God.
Yeah, there was a state of play in February. Kino was shown off there. And I believe a little bit of Ratchet, if I'm not mistaken.
Crash Bandicoot 4 deep dive.
Oh, there you go. You got this.
Remake Intergrade.
Okay. There you go.
Deathloop trailer.
Stunning.
Yeah. Okay. Kyle, and Sifu was debuted there.
Oh, God, Sifu looks good. Mm-hmm. Sifu looks really good. I saw Ace at Green River play it on Twitch. I'm a believer. Ooh. Okay, Kyle. Yeah. Which of these stories are the biggest in the month of February?
A couple. I mean, besides the state of play one, the other four pretty huge.
Yeah.
Also, we did 5 shows. Oh, because of the state of play. That's right.
Exactly.
It's like February is the shortest month. How'd we do 5 weekly shows in there?
We found a way.
Bringing it back to Jeff Goldblum. Life finds a way.
Yeah.
I mean, MLB The Show coming to Xbox is huge, even though it's not a game that's played by the majority of PlayStation players.
Sure.
Pedro Pascal being cast, and I always forget her name. Bella Ramsey as Ellie. Huge. The E3 thing is also kind of big, but as far as like trophy room PlayStation news, PSVR 2 and the PS games coming to PC, I think is the biggest of that month. Hands down. True.
Yeah. You know what?
That they're continuing to support VR and still see a future in VR, that they would be willing to do a second one. And then this was the beginning of like them expanding the revenue by bringing PS exclusive games to PC.
Yeah,
which is,
I think that's a good argument.
Great.
I would have done MLB The Show coming to Xbox, but I think with PSVR 2 / the PC reveal, I think that makes a lot more sense, because there's just so much more opportunity and more audience you can hit by like PlayStation games possibly going to, PC at the time, and PSVR 2 being something that in this community I think is a big deal. So I think you're right.
I also think that MLB The Show one, a little of the steam gets taken away, because a lot of that decision to come to Xbox, especially Game Pass on day one, was not even a Sony decision. That was an MLB decision.
True.
So, yeah.
Let's talk March.
Oh, let's talk March.
Hey, remember Elden Ring trailer got leaked?
Remember it. How many trailers have we seen since?
2.
How many dozens of hours have been streamed on Twitch?
Fair enough. Bethesda officially joins Xbox, and they are exclusive. And I need to reiterate this. Starfield is an exclusive to Xbox. We're all excited.
For 30 days, and then it's coming. No, I'm sorry.
We've seen pictures, and everybody's like, this is my most anticipated game, where it's like, we literally only have a title and like a trailer that shows no actual gameplay. But fine, we're excited, and I understand the ramifications for that is huge. I get it. Haven Studios, Jade Raymond's studio, is partnering with PlayStation on their next new game. Mm-hmm. Remember that? Oh, remember Stadia was kicked out of everybody. They're just like, just leave.
Yeah, this remember is an Stadia? Awful idea. Remember? Sorry, Fiona. Remember Stadia?
Honestly, Twitter is like trying to sell me that Stadia exists still.
Yeah,
they're like, yeah, I'm seeing like a lot of quote unquote gaming posts I've never seen before going, well, since the Xbox and the PlayStation are sold out, I got Stadia as a great stocking stuffer. I'm like, okay, who at Google Inc.
Who paid you?
Exactly. Who wrote the check? Come on. Anyway, PlayStation tried shutting down the PS3, PSP, PS Vita stores. Remember that? They gave you no notice?
Mm-hmm.
And then PlayStation buys Evo.
Yeah. This is a no-brainer this month.
Oh, yeah?
No-brainer.
Tell me.
Bethesda officially joins Xbox.
Why not Evo? Because like Evo's fighting,
Evo's huge. It's a huge new avenue for PlayStation to make money. And to really drive home that PlayStation is the home for fighting games. Even the PlayStation trying to shut down the old stores, I think it was pretty big. Yeah. But like nothing as big as Xbox buying a full third-party publisher.
Yeah.
And officially saying like, hey, yeah, we're exclusive. Like
line in the sand.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think they bought Bethesda for more money than Disney bought Star Wars, right?
Yes.
So like that's gigantic.
That is huge. Yeah, that is huge. It's one of the biggest buyouts ever. And I think that really was something that they just wanted the show of force of how serious they are to be in this arena. And they bought legacy that they previously didn't have. So yeah, I think that's a right call there.
Something that I talk about Bethesda, something that just popped in my brain that I meant to bring up to you a few weeks ago. I didn't know that Jason Kelly, who voices Colt in Deathloop, is also the voice of Doomslayer in Doom Eternal.
Is he really?
Yes. I learned that the other day. I was like, oh, snap, that's dope.
That is freaking cool as shit. All right.
Yeah.
Well, he grunts a lot in that one. April, we got the Ghost of Tsushima with the John Wick director. It's real.
The
it's
movie.
Happening. The movie. Mm-hmm. Kojima is signing a deal to Xbox. And then and then all of a sudden Xbox fans thought Death Stranding was great. Which we were saying that for years.
Is that like a done deal?
Yes. At this point it's not like official, but it's
okay. Okay.
Days Gone 2 is canceled. The Jason Schreier report about the Last of Us remake and the competition within those studios.
Mm-hmm.
PS3 and Vita stores return. And then here's a story. As PlayStation tries to get you to forget about that Jason Schreier article, more than 24 AAA PS5 games are in development at PlayStation first and second party studios. And they talk about Firewalk, the ex-Destiny devs working on a multiplayer game for PlayStation. Biggest story here, Kyle.
Oh, we not talk about those other two?
Oh, sorry. Returnal review. Shout out to our game of the year. And remember this little studio called Blue Box?
Remember
them?
I mean,
remember Abandoned? And the months of frustration that would follow suit of like, are you a Kojima game?
I'm sorry. Is
Silent Hill?
Months.
I'm sorry.
Months. Okay.
Yeah. Remember that? And we're like, we are humans. And I'm like, I doubt that highly. Yes.
Yeah. Looking at this, man, April is packed. Mm-hmm. The fact that I totally forgot that we're getting a Ghost of Tsushima movie, that's not it. Okay. Completely forgot until this moment.
Fair enough.
I still don't think the Kojima Xbox thing is a real deal.
Oh, okay.
I think it was just kind of rumored, unless I could be totally off base here.
Right. So you're calling Jeff Grubb a liar?
Oh, did Jeff Grubb say it was a deal? All right, I'll believe Jeff Grubb.
Well, he won't come on the show to defend himself, so you could say it.
Jeff, you got to come on and let's bury the hatchet. Bury the hatchet that just started.
Exactly.
Thank you, Jeff. To me, it's a tie.
Okay.
As much as I want to say Blue Box Studios, that really took over the internet.
It really did.
I think it's got to be the Jason Schreier report. That was huge.
Yes. Yeah. And I think
as much as like the 24 AAA PS5 games in dev, first and second party, that's gigantic and very, very exciting.
Yeah.
I think half of those are also new IP.
Yeah.
But like the Jason Schreier report kind of dropped, and that was like a megaton nuke where like we had to like, I feel like that was almost like an emergency show.
That was an emergency show.
Like we had to hop on and record and talk about it because I know I was tired of hopping on Twitter and like, you know, defending it or like just talking about it on tweets instead of like on the show. So yeah, that's easily the biggest thing in April.
So to stop right here for just a sec, Kyle, we have January, February, March, April. Let's just do a quarterly thing. Let's get these contenders out of the way.
Ooh,
which one's the biggest story out of these 4 months?
Boy.
I think
it's a two-way.
It's a two-way street.
Two-way street. March and April's.
Same here. So
it's Bethesda being bought by Xbox or the Jason Schreier report.
This is all you, brother.
Oh, me. Oh, no.
Yeah. The fate's in your hands, sir.
I think.
Go for it.
The long-term effects, I think, is Bethesda buying or Bethesda joining Xbox.
Yes, I think long-term. I think we got a peek behind the curtain with the Jason Schreier report, and that's great. But yeah, the long-term effects of Bethesda joining Xbox will have ripples, and not in just the industry, but in PlayStation's portfolio and how now they need to cover. So,
and I think most of that report has either been backed up or like kind of switched around a little bit, like the outrage or whatnot. Like Bend is already working on something brand new.
Yeah.
The Last of Us Remake, I think it was confirmed outside of this as well.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like the internet's okay with it right now
until they see it.
So I know until they see it again, but
then they're going to forget that it's been like 10 plus years. So maybe it deserves a little shine. I don't know. I'm getting salty. I'm already salty this episode, Kyle. The internet just likes to be upset.
Yeah.
Okay. May. Pretty big month for us. Mm-hmm. Greg Miller was on the show. I'm just really happy that we could give, his first big shot.
Yep.
And really just give this unknown voice in the industry some spotlight. So,
and I'm happy that I could then go on his show.
Yeah.
And really bring it on to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think we deserve a thank you.
Love you, Greg. That's not the biggest story in May, but God, it was one of the best moments of the year.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
PlayStation didn't like crossplay in Discord, PlayStation partnership. Remember, this was also a week after, maybe even a few days after, the rumor that Discord
really close.
Discord shot down a Microsoft acquisition. And then, again, a few days later, partnered up with PlayStation. WB Games, the will they, won't they be sold off story keeps on going. And then Horizon Forbidden West gameplay reveal. Remember when we thought this game would be out in 2020?
Sure do. I thought that would have been a launch game.
Yep. Egg on our face.
Boom.
Take your time.
Oh, man. I'll be honest, not the greatest month of news.
Yeah.
I think the Discord partnership was kind of big, especially because if in my memory, it was like, they turned down Xbox and literally hours later they partnered up with PlayStation.
Yeah, and I think
realized it wasn't hours, but it was very quick.
It was like it was them literally saying, not to like fanboy any of it. It was them saying we could just make more money and have more control if we just keep our own way. And we already have a partnership with you, Xbox. So I think the long-term effects of Discord being maybe integrated into the PlayStation ecosystem with this partnership has way better effects for PlayStation gamers than any of these stories.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. June. God, have you seen this? Have you heard about this? Cyberpunk 2077.
Yes, I've heard of the month of June before.
Really? How many times? At least 30. Okay. Cyberpunk 2077 returns to PlayStation stores. God of War Ragnarok delayed. Team Asobi has formed. Our Ratchet and Clank review. And then remember how I had hope for Bloodborne 2 at a PlayStation experience? Remember that, Kyle?
Yeah.
I'm not hiding any sort of pain or wound. I'm not crying. Big story here, Kyle.
Biggest story. Oh boy. Ragnarok getting delayed isn't that big.
No, we all knew it was coming.
We kind of figured.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk coming back to the stores. It would have happened eventually.
Right.
Team Asobi is cool.
Team Asobi is cool.
So it's either Team Asobi or Ratchet and Clank review.
I'm gonna help you here, Kyle.
I know you're already. I know, like team, but we got like the first true PS5 AAA exclusive game of Ratchet and Clank.
True,
it was pretty big.
It is pretty, and it was a great game.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
The reason why I say Team Asobi is even then I'm thinking big picture of like what's the future.
Sure,
looking
that's
like
fair.
here.
That's
but
fair.
You're also saying what a moment this was for PlayStation because Ratchet and Clank did get universal acclaim.
Yeah.
And it won 4 awards at our Game of the Year awards.
And it was a month after Returnal?
Like
2 months? 2 months.
2 months. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a tough one. You choose here, Kyle.
Oh, man. You're right, though. Team Asobi, that does have far-reaching implications, and another.
Not the implication,
and it also replaces like Japan Studio
yep.
shutting down, which is good, and a big worry I think for a lot of PlayStation fans because of the Japanese influence no longer being on PlayStation.
Yeah, even the sales right now are reflecting that, which is sad.
I love you, Ratchet and Clank, but you made a good case, Team Asobi. Yeah,
Team Asobi it is. I also can't wait to see what they come up with next.
Oh, gee, I just looked at the next month. Oh, my God.
Oh, here's a good one. Okay, here's a good one. This is... all right. Well, I'll just take it away. PlayStation buys Housemarque.
Yes. Oh, my God. Amazing.
Happy news. Steam Deck revealed we think it's cool.
Yeah.
Activision Blizzard scandal revealed. The next week. I thought this news came out in August.
Yeah, like 6 months of this bullshit.
Yeah.
Sorry,
This
Earth
is Tsushima. Mom. Sorry, Earth and Jesus' mom. And family that just loathes us. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. And how there's more Director's Cuts to follow. Like, probably that Last of Us Remake is going to be called the Director's Cut.
I'd be fine with that.
I'd be fine too, but the internet's not. It's angry.
Yeah, they're angry over 2 words. Like, come on.
They're angry over 3 letters, Kyle.
All right.
Bring up that NFT conversation we had earlier.
That's totally fair.
Yeah.
I would love to say PlayStation buys Housemarque is the biggest news story of July. Yeah. We can't overlook the Activision Blizzard scandal.
No. But goddamn, is Housemarque.
Oh,
you know what?
I'm so happy for him.
I'm writing feel good news.
Yeah, that's the feel good.
That's a feel good.
One, I think of 2 that we'll get. We'll get another feel good news later. I have a feeling.
Yeah. If we could strike through the other 2.
Yep,
Thank you.
I just realized I forgot. I haven't been doing that.
No, don't worry. I found a way. Again, Jeff Goldblum taught us a valuable lesson. In August, Augusto, they named it after a Roman emperor.
Yeah, I know
Caesar
that.
Augustus. Have you ever heard of him? You ever heard about this?
Yeah.
Seen this?
East Rome.
East Rome. No, or was he West Rome?
I don't know.
I think he's either the Western Roman emperor or like he's one of the last emperors before Rome gets split into 2 empires.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know Rome got split into 2 empires, East and West?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I can't recall it like you can, but yeah, I knew that.
Also, most of these emperors, big pieces of shit. All right, August. Joe got his master's in engineering and installed an internal hard drive into his place.
Biggest news of the year. Let's shut it down right now. Yep. That's it.
Blue Box Studios, the abandoned trailer. ... All right. And Horizon Forbidden West delayed. So, Kyle, out of these three topics, because we also talked about the Activision Blizzard, there's more of it, or more people getting.
Is that why there's only three?
Yeah, that's why. Because it bled into August. Yeah.
Sure. I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
Blue Box Studios.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't think Horizon had an impact? Because then we saw PlayStation had no holiday game.
I mean, they did with Deathloop.
Fair enough.
I just think the promise of what Abandoned was and the Blue Box Studios, and just the more digging we did on that studio and finding out that they've never put something out.
Right.
It's just what are you doing, Sony?
So you're just going to undermine my master's degree in engineering?
As much as I just want to shut down the show right now and award that one. Yeah, just again, how stupid the internet was.
Oh,
it's so hard. Can't do it.
3 minutes. Settle down. September, eh? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Dead Space remake revealed. Even in its just test phase. My goodness gracious, this game is beautiful. The PlayStation Showcase. Deathloop review. And Anthony Mackie, Captain America himself, joins the Twisted Metal show.
It's got to be the Showcase, right?
Showcase. And Kyle, being months removed from it, how do you feel about it?
I got to remember what was in that Showcase.
I'll remind you of the three things that are of import. And and this is also feel good. Remember when we saw Spider-Man 2?
Oh,
remember when we saw that?
Wolverine.
We got As I Breathe, the Wolverine. Remember that?
Ooh, yeah.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Alan Week.
Alan
Week. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just mispronouncing things on purpose. And remember,
we saw God of War Ragnarok too.
God of War Ragnarok. And remember when I was not happy about that because I thought I needed to see more.
Yeah, how foolish are you?
This episode's the one, honest to God, I regret the most because I walked away going, it's a 6 or a 7. It wasn't that great. Looking back at it, I'm like, Joe, you're such an idiot.
That was a great show.
That was a great show.
Now that you've reminded me of everything that's in there, yeah, that was... I think the only downside was seeing yet another Deathloop trailer, I think the week before it came out.
Yeah. Understanding that it had to be there, but at the same exact time.
Which also, now that we played it, spoiled some things.
Sure.
In that trailer, a week away, it's very odd.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. That show was amazing.
Amazing. October. PlayStation brings Bluepoint home. Oh, actually, wait. Let's stop right there before we talk about that. From May to August, or actually just May to September. Let's make it fair. What was the biggest story here?
I mean, it's Activision Blizzard.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Unfortunately, is the case. Is a lot of wounds opened up. Okay. Cool. October. PlayStation brings Bluepoint home. Now give us Bluepoint 2. Please. I'm begging you. It's coming. I said it with gusto. I said it with confidence. Bluepoint is making a Bloodborne director's cut first, and then they're going to make the sequel. Believe me here. I'm saying it with confidence, saying it with gusto. It's going to happen. And maybe they'll also give you a Metal Gear so you just calm down for a sec.
And I'm saying with gusto that they're making a Legend of Dragoon remake, in addition to maybe remastering the Resistance trilogy.
Well, I can't wait till I'm right. Clip this tape, you're gonna see it, and then go, "Oh my God, Joe's so smart," and I'm like, Jimbo Ryan.
I vote with my heart. You know what I mean?
Well, it's about to break. Jimbo wants to reach hundreds of millions of gamers, alluding to PC and cloud gaming. The Uncharted movie trailer reactions, and Kyle, can I say it? We saw the Uncharted movie
on the big screen.
On the big screen,
looked fun.
Looked great.
I can't wait.
I'll fight you. I'll fight you, internet. It looks fine.
Yeah.
We can't please you anymore.
No.
There is none. It looks like a fun time.
It looks like the perfect theater movie blockbuster.
And my friend, who's not a gamer one bit, looked at that and she's just like, fuck, Tom Holland is so hot. I'm watching this. This looks freaking awesome. And I'm like, yep, I know.
Yeah.
I know all of these things. Remember that Microsoft Sega partnership, and everybody thought that was like, oh my God, what does this mean? And then everybody was wrong, but then they didn't retract their statements. And then now people still think this is something bigger than what it actually is because there's no accountability on YouTube or content creation. Remember that?
I remember.
Yeah. You just used a fan more flame, garbage. Remember that? Have you seen this? Have you heard about that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember. Kyle, what was the biggest story this month?
I want to say the Bluepoint acquisition,
and it's a feel good one.
Yeah, I think it goes along with what we've been saying since we heard about Xbox buying Bethesda, where we want Sony to make purchases of studios that have a history with them. It makes sense. They've been courting for a while and dating, and they make it official.
Yeah.
And it was awesome to know that the two that I think we wanted the most were bought up, and that's amazing.
And now look what we want.
Yeah.
Bring on Ember Lab. Put it right.
Let's go. Man. Let's go.
November. PS5 1 year review. Came out 1 year. Had a lot of fun with it. It's a great machine. PlayStation, Microsoft, and Nintendo slam Activision. And I said, please, Joe, use better verbiage. I fell in that trap. Mass Effect show in the works. And PlayStation patents PlayStation 5 plates. Out of all these.
I think it's the PS5 1 year in review.
Okay, why is that? Why not the PlayStation, Microsoft, Nintendo condemning Activision?
I mean, that is absolutely fantastic. I love that they did that.
Sure.
But I kind of lumped that in with the same umbrella Activision Blizzard being awful.
Yeah. Fair enough. December. Here's a good one. This is where things get a little spicy.
Wait, hold on. December. Yeah. Oh, we're still in December. What? That's weird.
Well,
no, I know.
So modern times. Yeah.
Modern times.
December.
Present
day. We predicted the Game Awards were going to be good. We were wrong. Jeff Keighley doesn't condemn Activision by name at the awards and says sexism won't be tolerated. Oh, wait. Quantic Dream's next game. Yay, Star Wars. Gotcha, Jeff. Why Returnal is our game of the year. And new DualSense, PlayStation 5 plates, and PlayStation trademarks the Order 1886.
I don't remember talking about the Order news.
Oh, don't worry. It'll happen.
Oh, you added it in post? Look at you.
No. It will happen.
What does that mean?
You'll find out. Think about this. Think about this.
Okay, for us.
Oh, sorry. And Ubisoft Splinter Cell NFTs.
Oh,
what are those?
What are those? Remember that meme?
Remember that actress?
Man, I've never laughed so hard in my life of somebody ruining millions and millions of dollars.
Yep.
Throwing it away.
Yep.
Because of stupidity.
Yep. Love to see it, actually.
Yeah, right? I'm picking why Returnal is our game of the year.
Ooh, really?
Because that is our Trophy Room Awards show. And we both put a lot of work into that. That was huge for us.
Yep.
And yeah. I think the other ones are like a little bit of like fluff.
Okay. And honestly, Kyle, if I could be honest, that's also a feel-good story.
Which one?
Our game game show, because we have gotten so much. For the most part, there has been a few people that have been a little rude, but we've gotten tremendous amount of feedback on it. It was an awesome moment for us as a show, and really it's a stepping stone for even bigger things and projects that we have in the works in the future. So to me, I'm right there with you.
Yeah,
it's a great episode, and probably will go down as one of our most popular of this year. So thank you all so much.
Yep.
And also just seeing like developers, voice talent, PR folks tuning into that show as well and shouting us out. That was like so awesome.
That was amazing.
It's a really good feeling.
It's why we do it, so they can understand our love for what they do.
Yeah.
And for them to acknowledge and support us for supporting them. It's a nice little feel-good life cycle right there.
Yeah. All right, Kyle.
All right, Joe.
Out of these, we have Bluepoint is acquisition by PlayStation, our PS5 review, and Returnal Goatee. Which ones are these biggest stories this year? Or in those 3 months?
I think it's the Returnal is our Goatee.
You know what? I'm going to say that as well.
Yeah.
So then it breaks down to 4 of the biggest stories this year. 1, why Returnal is our game of the year, our Trophy Room Award show. 2 is the Activision Blizzard scandal. 3 is Bethesda officially joins Xbox. And 4, I think. Okay. PlayStation didn't like crossplay and Discord partners with PlayStation. Out of those 4, what is the biggest story of the year? Or sorry, yeah, Bethesda officially joins Xbox, yeah.
It's Activision Blizzard.
Still.
I mean, we as much fun as the other ones are and talking and celebrating games, the heavy dark cloud that is above video games in general right now being Activision Blizzard and King, and just how awful of a company they are, and Bobby Kotick still being in charge and looking into fixing things where he should be gone. That's easily the biggest story, because once that gets fixed, then we can start celebrating video games a little bit more. Yeah. At least in my eyes, because I don't want to celebrate something that has that in it, and knowing that is like the biggest example of toxicity and discrimination and harassment, but there's also places like Ubisoft that still needs to get their stuff together.
Quantic Dreams, apparently.
Quantic Dream. Even there have been some things at Naughty Dog that have, been worked out and
right when it comes to crunch. Yeah.
So there's a lot of work to do, and I think this year, especially highlighted by that, we can't ignore it anymore. We got to bring light to it and get rid of it.
Honestly, you make a great point, because the other side of the coin is, other than this being a massive turning point for this company, a make or break moment for this company, and how this is a turning point for its culture as well, it also could have ripple effects in this industry. For we're starting to see the formation of unions in this industry, and worker alliances in this industry. We're on a precipice of workers unionizing in this industry, and it's one of the biggest publishers in the world. And that has ripple effects, whether you're Activision, EA, Ubisoft, Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, because all these corporations are probably looking at Activision Blizzard going, dude, fix this, because we don't want this unionization thing to trickle over here as well. So yeah, I think that is the biggest story, because the ripple effects are ginormous of what it can mean for the future of the industry as a whole, which is just bonkers crazy when you think about it like that. So yeah. And also, I want Activision Blizzard employees to really feel like they're celebrated again.
Yes,
I think Alexa Ray Correa, she's one of the writers on Sledgehammer of the Call of Duty series, and she was just like, I when the Game Awards happened, it was just like, man, we feel ostracized. We feel like we don't belong, and we worked really hard, and because of a few evildoers in this company, and stagnant faces and bosses in this company, a la Bobby Kotick, we feel punished by that, and that just shouldn't be the case. And at the same exact time, you have ripple effects of like PlayStation, Microsoft, and Nintendo calling them out, and then you have Jeff Keighley coming out and seeing how embedded this problem is and rooted, because he won't even say their name when there's a scandal, right? And at the same exact time, he'll be like, we don't accept any of this racist stuff or sexism stuff. And I don't know the full story on, the Quantic Dream stuff as of right now. Mm-hmm. But then like the immediate trailer after that is from a company that is known to do similar things of Activision Blizzard in terms of sexism and racism. Mm-hmm. And again, just from what I hear, I need to do my own research. Not a great look either.
Yeah.
But I do want to just say, as of right now, looking into it, that those claims, I think, were struck down in a French court, but I do want to make sure that I do my due diligence. So
sure.
I do want to make that point known. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And similar to what you were saying about what Alexa Ray said, Belinda Garcia, who's also a writer on that game and now officially full-time at Sledgehammer. So congratulations, Belinda. But she said something very, very similar. Like, I have her tweet up right now where she said, wrote my heart into the biggest game of my life this year, and having it treated like it doesn't exist feels absolutely terrible. I understand and support these decisions. I just wish this effing company would do something about it so I can feel proud of what we made again. It feels awful for our work not to be included on Night the Industry celebration, but it also feels awful to work under a shitty CEO, and it also feels awful when your peers can't support your work. It all sucks, but devs are the ones most heartbroken. It's been really hard. So like I want to be able to be in a world where we can celebrate the people that do put their all into their work and know that supporting a game is supporting the right people.
Yeah.
And nobody who in the boardroom and upper echelon are getting any sort of benefit from us buying and covering and talking about that stuff.
Yeah. And it really is like that. Do we cover it? Do we not? Do boycotts work? Do the boycotts hurt?
Yeah.
And it's
a balancing act.
It's a balancing act that I feel like we need to do better. I feel like everybody needs to do better in terms of, we can't just ignore that everything hasn't happened, but we can't also ignore that these people that are also working really hard on these games. And also shouldn't make people feel bad if they are a Call of Duty fan, they still pick up Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It is, it is a very difficult balancing act. Yes. But by just, ignoring the wire, you can't have that balance if you're not even going to take a side. So to me, I don't know. It's a tricky situation, but this is a situation that will roll into 2022 and beyond. So I think you're right, Kyle.
Yeah.
Whew, man, that was a lot in the year of 2021.
Yeah.
Year of shoe. But we also want to talk about the biggest moments in our community. Ooh. So Kyle, I talked a lot this episode.
Yeah.
Would you like to take the first comment here on the Sony Pony Express?
I would love to. Yeah.
Now, of course, you can write in via PS Trophy Room on Twitter, or you could join our Discord over at the Trophy Room Discord server and join us there. And now, Kyle, I'm going to enjoy a nice little cookie while you
what kind of cookie you got there? Chocolate chip?
Homemade.
Ooh,
my brother's practicing a batch because he's going into a contest.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh man, I'm so jealous right now.
I know.
The first bit of Sony Pony Express comes from Nagachaka. My biggest PlayStation moment of 2021 has to be vertical trophy lists for the PS5, baby. In all seriousness, all your big wins this year were my biggest PlayStation moments. Joe on IGN's Podcast Beyond, and Mr. K-Step on PS I Love You, and everything else with the trophy room crushing things this year.
Thank you so much, Nagachaka. That was very nice.
It's been a good year for that. Yeah.
Kyle, elaborate. I request elaboration.
What? That has been a big year?
No, you're on You were on PS I Love You, the spiritual.
You were on Podcast Beyond.
And we're the spiritual successor of those shows.
Yeah, it's wild that both of us were able to separately go on shows that molded our love of PlayStation and PlayStation podcasts, and the reason why we wanted to do a show like this and to sit down with such amazing human beings and people and get to talk about the thing we love most, being PlayStation. Monumental. Yeah. It's been unreal, and I hope we get many more of those opportunities, because people frankly need to know about us and know that we're coming for them. But no, in less threatening ways. It just feels good to talk with like people we looked up to and help mold our love of PlayStation.
Yeah. It was weird being on like Podcast Beyond, a show that I remember listening to 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And being on that episode and literally midway through, like, of course, it's a big show. It's one of the biggest shows on the internet. So it's not like a secret to anybody how big it is. So like, being midway through that show and being nervous in the beginning, but then people going like, Joe, you completely crushed that intro. That was amazing. Like, really, I did. And just how amazingly welcoming, they were. It was awesome. And I remember, midway through thinking like, oh man, this is easy. I got this.
Yeah.
But really shout out to Jonathan Dornbush and Brian Altano. And having Brian Altano, someone that I've been looking up to in the mid 2000s, literally at the end of that show going, you were fucking incredible. It was like, it's like that. It's like my dad saying, good catch, son.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
absolutely.
But,
likewise, when I was on PS I Love You and Greg and Blessing and Barrett, who was behind the scenes, saying the same thing, like, yeah, you crushed it kind of thing. And
you really did.
Thanks, man. It felt good.
Yeah.
It felt good.
Yeah. You weren't nervous. You weren't.
Oh, I was.
Well, you didn't come off.
I was a mess. Yeah.
And you nailed it. Yeah. So, and also the biggest thing to us is like when people tell us, hey, we took notice of you because you were on X
and they came to listen to our show and have stuck around. That means even more than anything, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to read the next one, or you want me to read the next one?
No, I would love to read some of these.
Oh, please go.
You know what? Next one comes from Katie. I thought you were going to do it too. I was waiting.
Oh no, I accidentally muted my mic because I was grabbing the cookie.
My top PlayStation moment this year, finding out that this community exists. Yes, discovering this podcast was brilliant also. Helps me on my morning walks with my dog Jax. But this community is the best. Discussing all things PlayStation as well as all other gaming news with you guys has been a blast. Thank you, Joe, Kyle, and all you Sony ponies for making the latter part of my year a great one. And I can't wait to spend a whole year with you guys next year. Bring on 2022. I hope you all have a banging Merry Christmas. Is that why you wanted me to read it? Because she used banging?
No. The cookie. The cookie was sure. It's very chocolatey. And
it's all about the cookie. The cookie.
Here's the thing, Katie. I need you just phrasing next time.
Because that Christmas would Merry Christmas. What are you talking about?
I mean, you're surrounded by family, Kyle.
No, you're going way too far into it.
Yeah.
Anyways, Katie, I want to know more about your dog Jax.
Honest to goodness.
Yeah.
I need pupper pictures ASAP. I think
what kind of pup is it?
I think we have in the Discord like doggo pics. So we need to see pictures of this doggo Jax. I love that it's PlayStation themed as well.
That's cool. Yeah.
Because Marty, my dog, is named after Marty McFly.
Wait, hold on. Which character do you think it's named after?
Jax from Jack and Daxter.
But that's Jack with a K.
Oh, you're right.
Jax would be the fighter of Mortal Kombat with the metal arms.
Oh, shit.
Which would be equally as dope.
That would be equally as dope. You're right. I got Cookie out of the brain.
I got you.
Yeah. I love when people name their dogs after like the fictional characters of like shit that they love. Again, like Marty McFly.
Did I tell you, like, the dream this year for Christmas is for me to get a puppy, because I want a Captain.
Captain?
Yeah, Captain America, baby. Cap.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll allow it.
It's been a family thing back and forth going through names. And we all agree on Captain.
Okay. Captain.
On your left.
But is it
sir? Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Isn't it awesome, like, when people like, yeah, I just stumbled upon your show.
Absolutely.
And just people, the community growing so much so over the past few months has been just phenomenal. And Katie, you being a part of it, thinking of Katie, I'm thinking of also like Yuna as well. Like, y'all have been amazing and have such awesome questions that you give us each and every week that we're just so thankful for. And people like the good sir and Toxic. Awesome day, everybody. Naga Chaka. Like, I feel bad because I'm gonna miss a name and be like, oh.
Yeah, like the most famous Seamus of all time.
Yeah.
But going on to the good sir, my personal biggest PlayStation moment was finally getting my hands on a PS5 after trying for 10 months. Thanks to this incredible community and Discord. This year was better than last year, but not by a whole lot. We're still stuck in the middle of this Pandora's box. I'm personally still having a hard and depressive time with work and family and the political climate we're in. So this community and podcast have been one of a few bright spots in my life. I thank you, Joe and Kyle, for all the hard work and positivity you've put out into the universe. Fingers crossed, 2022 is the year we all start to come out of this and heal in unison. Right back at you, good sir.
Absolutely.
Hope you're doing well and you get through the hard times you're going through, because I know that feeling too well.
Yeah, and I'm happy that our community can serve as that escape for you as well, because, like, yeah, it has been hard. We've both been depressed going through it, and knowing that you're not alone is amazing, and just adds a little clarity, right, to your picture, because you're the main character of your story. So it's again somewhat good to know that you're not going through it alone.
Yeah.
And yeah, when we're still stuck in this Pandora's box, and work sucks, sometimes your family does as well. That's what this community is all about. And then talk about the political climate that we're in, like, from a perspective of mine of like, I hate them all. And it's now I'm just annoyed. It's like, that's why this podcast, we try so hard to be apolitical at times, because it's just like, listen, you get it if you're listening to us, where we're going to lean on certain things, but I really don't want to nail it home every single week, because I have a podium, Kyle has a podium, and the more we talk on that podium, the more time we use on that podium, the smaller that podium gets and the stage gets smaller. So if we're talking when it really matters, that's when it really matters. And if we're bashing someone each and every week, like, Biden, what are you doing with my goddamn student loans? Like, if I'm just nailing that every week, well, we're not talking about PlayStation, and that's not fun. So yeah, I'm happy that we can kind of serve it as an escapist to all of that stuff. Because even in the morning, my brother turns on the news, I'm like, just enough. I get it. The world sucks.
Yeah. No.
Settle down.
Thank you. Thank you.
What town blew up this time? I don't know.
Ugh.
What's that? Someone in Salt Lake just jettisoned to the moon? That's frightening. It's it's like, can we turn this off? And my brother's like, no. And then he goes on this rant for like 15 minutes. I'm like, God damn it.
Oh boy.
Just give me PlayStation. That's all I need.
Speaking about somebody who is the complete opposite of their name, Toxic writes in, glad to share some memorable moments this year. So wild. Back in March, I got COVID, just a month before being eligible for the vaccine, and I played the hell out of No Man's Sky for that 2-week period of quarantine. We'll never forget that. Also, we'll never forget experiencing the full Mass Effect trilogy for the first time ever. I love that whole trilogy, including the ending. Couldn't stop thinking about those games for a few weeks. Lastly, some excellent plat runs. Worked hard to get Scarlet Nexus, heavily underrated RPG, nice. Excellent combat, Nier Automata, Hades, and Far Cry 6. Hades, nice. Of course, being the most memorable and impactful. I'm right there with you. Hades plat this year was so damn fun.
First and foremost, oof, I know that feeling way too well, Toxic, and I'm glad you got through it well. And honestly, if anybody catches it, you just DM me and I give you a laundry list of things that helped me out. It got me through it. I'm happy that you were able to play games because I was a couch potato that whole time. Sucked.
Yeah, it sucked for me too. Peek behind the curtain. These were the types of texts I would get from Joe. Here's all the passwords and everything you need to keep the trophy room running. Just in case, wink, wink. And I would yell back at Joe, shut up. You're not going anywhere. You're going to be fine.
I don't know. We were shaky there.
Every other day, you basically were like, I'm on death's door. Go on without me. And then I forgot who you said, but like, here's my replacement. I expect no one other.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Joe, don't talk like that.
Yep. It was Emmett Watkins, but yeah, continue.
Yes, it was Emmett. Yeah.
Yeah. So what got me through that day was actually your stream over at 6-1. The New Year's Day stream, because we couldn't celebrate it because we're all on our butt. So, yeah. Oh boy. And Toxic, thank you for coming along in the journey with us as well. And that Hades Platinum, please teach me because too hard.
Make sure you talk to everybody. That has an exclamation point over their heads. Always gift out the nectar and the ambrosia to everybody. Minus a few after they give you their gift. I think you don't have to worry about them. But once you do that, it's all about just running and make sure you get everybody. Yeah, it's a fun time though.
All right. What's Awesome Dave? Yeah, what's he saying?
Awesome Dave writes in, the banger PlayStation moment that stands out to me is the banger of a game known as Returnal. The game lives in my mind rent-free, and I hope we get some DLC, a sequel, or something in that world. Absolutely. Awesome Please. I want to go back to Atropos so bad.
Very glad that won our Game of the Year.
Yes.
It's well-deserved, and that studio deserves the recognition. So
absolutely. And just a little nitpick. I see some people tweet out or write about how Returnal is the least accessible game they've ever played, and then finding out that they love Souls game is like an oxymoron to me. It's
Would you like to name them?
No, I really don't. I don't want to give them any breath of any
is it like
air.
A fanboy person?
I don't know who they are, but they are writers for various outlets. At least
cool.
One of them.
But it's not like I've never said that. Sometimes Kotaku writes with a crayon.
I don't think they write for Kotaku.
Okay.
I'm also literally blanking on their name.
All right, that's fair enough.
But yeah, play Returnal. So good.
Yeah, no, Returnal is fantastic. It's one of the best games we've played, or the best game we've played this year. And honest to God, with the budget that it had and what it did, bring their talent to a AAA level. Absolutely. Housemarque. Take it home. Country Road.
And Johnson. Hey, you heard about this? And Johnson writes in, I don't have a PlayStation because it's so damn hard to find, but seeing what the system and developers are capable of has been a highlight for me. Between the unparalleled controller, the top-tier games ranging from AAA developers to small indie publishers, and seeing the evolution the ecosystem has to compete with Xbox has been incredible. While Sony is a billion-dollar company, hearing them creating Spartacus to compete with Game Pass has helped make the company future-proof. They may not have the resources like Xbox with their servers, but they're definitely making the right moves to be a competitor. Another highlight, finding this community. Joe and Kyle are amazing co-hosts, and being along for the ride has been incredible.
You're breathtaking.
Yeah. Seriously, Ed Johnson, thank you for listening, especially since you don't have a PlayStation, and you're still coming and hanging out with us. Warms my heart. It's awesome.
That is why we are of sound mind. When people are like, Joe, you're a little bit too nice about Xbox. Joe, you're a little bit too nice about Nintendo. I'm like, really? have you heard of the Nintendo Nook? It really just comes down to, we know that people that don't play PlayStation listen because they want a reasonable, I think, take on two fans' opinions of PlayStation. And that's why we do this. If we just say that everything PlayStation has ever done is amazing, they've never done anything wrong, maybe there's areas they can improve on, That's a boring show. You get that literally everywhere. If I throw a reference to some niche game in the PS1 era, that's cute and all, but honestly, I'd rather us be us and just celebrate PlayStation, but also acknowledge some great things that Nintendo and Xbox do. It only benefits us, you know?
Yeah. Speaking about great things at Nintendo, my new Labo DLC came in.
Oh my God, is that the Kleenex version?
It is. It's a Kleenex. Wow. Trusted pair. You can do many things with this, including holding Kleenex.
Wow. Yeah. And they already had the visor cut out. Of course, that's for tissues because you've been blowing your nose.
Yeah, you just put it on your face like this.
Oh my God.
And you could be transported into a world. Whoa.
What are you seeing in there?
I see the germ from the Mucinex commercials.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You know, they canceled him a few months back.
Yeah, well.
Now he's voiced by Jason Mantzoukas, which honestly, way better.
Way better.
I love Jason.
That
love
man's
him.
Awesome.
God, he's hilarious.
Next person that writes in is from Cloudside. Cloudside writes, thanks for another great year of shows, guys. This community has been another high point of my gaming year. I'd say my favorite PlayStation moment after playing Astros and experiencing the DualSense for the first time last year was playing Returnal, my game of the year pick. Then also playing amazing indies like Hades and Death's Door, etc. The future looks bright too with that sick Matrix Unreal tech demo. The new controller and faceplate colors look amazing. I really want to get the new purple controller as soon as it's out. If this is the last show before Christmas, I hope you have a great Christmas holiday too, guys. Thank you, Cloudside. Same to you.
Likewise, good sir. Likewise. That's the other thing that we kind of forget. A lot of amazing games hit PlayStation.
Yeah.
We often overlook because Game Pass had this thing this week, but honestly, this year has not been a slouch. I hate when people are like, this year sucked. It's like, no. Yeah.
And
this year was amazing. There's so much cross platform goodness that nobody kind of felt left out. And I really dug that.
Yeah. And I'm going to say it because earlier today I recorded something through 6-1 Indie where we talk about the year of AAA. And we went through every month of releases and shout out to the indie games, man. They carried this year.
Yeah.
There's been plenty of great big AAA games, but man, so many amazing indies have been released this year.
Sure.
Video games are awesome.
You see Inscription won Game of the Year for Polygon?
Did not.
I don't think it should be.
Well, that's your opinion. You hate that game for no reason.
I really don't. I really do. I'm like, it's a card game. How spectacular really is it? And once it's on PlayStation, I see it for myself.
I don't think it'll come to PlayStation.
Oh, you don't think so? Why?
I think that's a PC only kind of thing.
Why? What makes it PC only?
Just the way it works, I feel like.
Well, you got to click on the card and left click, right click.
The Green Gorilla Gamer writes in, my favorite PlayStation moment, which I was debating whether I should share this or not, LOL. My best friend bought me a PS4 for my birthday in May this year. Him and my girlfriend had been there for me while I had been dealing with depression since October because of family issues and leaving home at 18. When he gave it to me, I didn't have words, but I knew he was broke, so the first words that came out of my mouth were, I hate you, while I cried and hugged him. After that, I'd already had PS4 games that I'd been buying for years, just waiting for a console, some of which I played on my girlfriend's Star Wars Pro. I was going to start pursuing my dream of becoming a YouTuber as soon as I dealt with some other things. And now I haven't had a chance to say it, but I'd like to say that, Joe, I was listening to the Beyond podcast. I'd never been into podcasts, but I found it one day at work and was like, why not? And I remember hearing you on there, and you gave your little pitch on your own podcast. I absolutely loved it. And you knocked it out of the park, and so I found yours and discovered you and Kyle. And I'm currently doing snow removal, which I absolutely hate. And I've been listening to you guys while my earbuds freeze to my ears. You guys have built quite a community, and hearing the pitch you made on Beyond was just another stepping stone for me to want to start my own path in this industry. So thank you. You guys are hilarious. I re-downloaded Apple Podcasts on my phone just to leave you guys a review. I'll be listening to your podcast for years to come. Oh, and if you guys don't know it already by now, you're an inspiration to people. So thank you for that as well.
Oh, that's...
Cry counter. You got me.
Clock it in.
Yeah, you got me, man.
Thank God I'm an emotionless...
Thank God you have chocolate chip cookies to Stop the tears from flowing.
This one is a mint pretzel, like chocolate chip. My brother's practice.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. But to get serious,
that's one of the highest compliments I could ever hear.
Yeah,
is that we're inspiring you, man. Feels good.
You never know, and I think I said this on Discord. I've said this a lot of times, and I really mean this. You have the number one tip if you're getting into content creation or anything like this. You have no idea who's watching, and that means you have no idea who or how you're impacting them. Like there's no doubt there are like some PlayStation people that are probably listening into this show, but there's also no doubt that like we got people like yourself here listening in on this show, and that's important to us, that we understand that there are the widest spectrum of folks that are listening in that have different ideas, ideologies, moral compasses, backgrounds, and you have to be mindful of that when you're being a content creator, because this is not the first time that we've heard that like we've impacted people, and it's always such a strange feeling because it's such a strange concept that we're not used to making an impact on such a level.
I mean, to bring it back to something we said earlier, not that I've not to like boost our ego. I'm not doing it for that reason or making a comparison like that, but to think that we are somebody's Greg Miller or Brian Altano, and is inspiring them to do their own podcast and content stuff. Feels good.
Yeah.
Feels great.
It feels great. That is the highest compliment you can ever give. So I thank you so much for that. That was so incredibly kind. And again, when you're doing and going through your content creator path, it's hard. You're going to make a lot of mistakes, a lot of them. It's about persevering and learning through them and constantly learning. This is a literal full-time job for me. I am constantly learning and looking up what I can do to make this show better and the best that it can be. It's that type of mindset of trying to see the matrix code in front of you. That's how you're going to get somewhere. And whether your end game is getting a job in this industry or your end game is becoming, this is my job, it is something you have to plot and plan out for sure. So
absolutely,
there you go.
Yeah,
famous
Joe.
Seamus.
Have you heard of this famous Seamus
person? I think, if I'm not mistaken, and I never am, he's the most famous Seamus I've ever heard of in my life.
Yeah, I'm glad you know that. I'm glad you've heard that, because he is the most famous Seamus I've ever heard.
Couldn't even think of another Seamus.
No, I think there's like wannabe Seamus that was in WWE and like a former champion.
That is literally it.
I can't think of anything else.
Yeah. The other ones could suck rocks, because famous Seamus over here is the best
rocks. Isn't it kick rocks?
Yeah, but like sucking rocks is so much grosser.
What a visual. Ugh.
Right? Like you're picking it off the dirt and you're like a gobstopper.
I love how we can at least for me, go from cry counter and then to just make really stupid, dumb jokes about sucking rocks. Famous Seamus writes, hope I'm not too late for my comment. Absolutely not. My favorite PlayStation moment of the year has got to be finally getting my PS5. After staying up till 1:30 a.m. or 2 a.m., RIP 8 hours of sleep, almost every night for months to see if Walmart Canada will restock it. And yes, those nights where I had to sleep early and the restock happened made me so angry. After dealing with FedEx, never again, after having an Uber driver drive to 2 different locations to pick up my PS5, I finally brought it home and unpacked the massive console. Seriously, it looks like it can eat both my PS4, PS3, and PS2 and still be hungry, and hook it up to my TV. I got to say, I'm so far impressed by the PS5 and its games.
Absolutely. And to go back to our previous comment as well.
Yeah.
Of like this community, how awesome we are at finding people PS5s is freaking awesome.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, like one of my favorite memories is literally getting Ray his PlayStation 5. Yeah. Like I was able to get 3 of them. And I was like, all right, Ray, you're the lucky one. Let's go. Let's do this. And of course, just literally going, just cover me for cost of shipping. And of course the console, and we're good. Yeah. And knowing that he's able to play it, that's just the best feeling in the world, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So many great memories here. Whether it's us impacting folks, whether it's folks living their PlayStation 3, PlayStation 5 greatest memories of this year. This year's been fan-freaking-tastic. And to just take a brief note of like us as a podcast here, Kyle, as I'm just bringing up stats and statistics, as I often don't do, because I feel like
you were very anti that not that long ago.
Yeah, I'm pretty anti it because it just feels kind of braggadocious and it's not something that I genuinely like to do. But Kyle, we grew 99.4% from last year to this year. Yeah. So it's
round that up 100%.
You're right. Well, rounding it, I mean, we got to round it down.
You heard what I said. Round it up. We're at 100%.
100%. It's been just absolutely nuts to see the growth of this show and where we've been in January, where I was literally on Death's Door, to June, where I was playing Death's Door, to now.
Still playing Death's Door.
Still playing Death's Door. And it kind of lost its charm at a point because I'm really aggravated. But, it's just amazing where we've been this past year. And all the compliments we've gotten, whether it's from fellow creators or you here tonight, or just the lovely DMs and tweets that we get. It's just, thank you. Seriously. So there you go. There it's been. I think the last episode of 2021. I think. No, it's the second last episode.
Yeah, I was about to say, because there's something you were like, you said, hey, just wait. Well, during the show.
You're right. Thank you all so much.
I don't know what's going on.
For making this 2021 seriously one to remember, because as we still live in this global condition, some would call a panorama, it is amazing to see how far we've gone and such an amazing community that we've been able to foster. You could not do this without you guys, gals, and people. It's been fantastic. So thank you all so much. Hey, Kyle, before we leave, is there anything you'd like to shout out here, bud?
I'd like to shout out myself, Mr. K-Step on Twitter, PSN, Xbox, all the things. Follow all the indie game coverage that I do over at 61indie.com. That's SIXONEINDIE. Love you very much. Have a happy and safe holiday. And here's my digital hug from me to you. There it is. You feel the warmth? That's me. Feel the warmth. That's my tagline.
I don't know.
I'm just thinking of the banging Merry Christmas,
Oh, okay. Because I'm thinking of us in a pool next to each other. And you're like, hey, Joe. And I'm like, what? You're like, feel the warmth. Feel the warmth. What do you mean? Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. And you can find me over at Mr. Badbit on Twitter. You can find the show at PS Trophy Room on Twitter. You can find the show at The Trophy Room, wherever you find your podcast services. And remember that we are doing a Horizon Forbidden West giveaway. Now, the rules have slightly been altered because something crazy has happened. So the original rule was when we hit 300 North American reviews over here, Apple reviews, that we would give away a copy of Horizon Forbidden West. And if we hit 400 worldwide reviews on Apple Podcasts, we'd give away then a copy of Elden Ring. I'm splitting this whole thing up. Instead, if we hit 100 Spotify reviews, we will give a copy away of Elden Ring. 5-star reviews on Spotify. Get you a copy of Elden Ring. Now, here's the thing with Spotify reviews. You need to send us a picture on Twitter of your Spotify review. So just make sure you add us at PS Trophy Room. Give us a screenshot of you reviewing us 5 stars on Spotify, and bam, you're entered to win yourself a copy of the Elden Ring. And likewise on Apple Podcasts as well. So add us at PS Trophy Room on Twitter, or we'll shout you out a week before the 18th. So there you go. Get yourself entered. Really does help us out, showcases the show, highlights us, gets us on the charts in a big and bad way, like how we are on Spotify. We are currently, when you look up PlayStation, the second show that pops up. Isn't that nuts?
Boom.
Whew. And on iTunes, it's like we're like the fourth or third. So
It
helps. It really does. So with all that said, and with all that out of the way, everybody, keep your wits about you, keep hunting, and keep playing PlayStation. See you guys.
Bye-bye.